Hello everyone, in this video I'm showing how to access to remove Titan chain Mazda 6 2002 to 2006 2.3 or 2-liter engine. It's similar to Ford Mondeo petrol. So I have removed the rocker cover previously, so I'm not going to show you how to do that again. It's an easy access to the top engine. So this car was here in my workshop, hard to start, and engine has a lack of power, so I have used a timing tool, and I found the chain is stretched, so this might be the reason why it's hard to start. So you need to remove all the piston pieces to access the timing cover area. So just pull the accelerator cables away where I have to put my hand in. Let's remove the ground cable which is fitted to the top engine mounting bracket. So I have used a trolley jack bottom of the engine to support the engine when I remove the top mount. So 317mm bolts that just removed out, and taking the mounting bracket off. There are three 14mm bolts fitted on the body that's holding the right-hand engine mount. Just use the trolley jack, jack up the engine. So make sure when you use the trolley jack, use the strongest place on the engine to place the trolley jack. Otherwise, do not ever use the trolley jack into the middle of the sump because it's an aluminium sump, and that may cause to crack the sump. So I'm pretty sure I use the edge of the sump. That's the strongest area, and pump the jack up, and now you have access to the water pump pulley bolts. Always, as a habit, I lose the water pump pulley bolt before removing the drive belt. that's where the dry belt tensioner is. I use long 14mm spanner to retract the tensioner and get the belt off. So now you can remove the water pump pulley, and the next step I'll remove the power stream pump away from the timing cover, because the power stream pump board is on the timing cover too. So if you don't remove the power stream pump, so you won't be able to remove the timing cover out from the engine. When you do the timing chain on this engine, it's a little bit hard because it's not much space in between the body frame and the engine, but I would rather do on the car rather than removing the engine out and do more work. Just push the power stream pump on a safe place. Otherwise the hoses can be stuck when you're lowering the engine down. So now I have access to the bottom part of the engine, so just removing the dry belt tensioner. Now what I'm doing is just get the crank marks aligned, so just to make sure on this car, this type of engine, there is no crank marks which you can see, but that hole there, and there is a little dot behind the timing cover, behind the crank pulley. Sorry, what I did was I took the number 1 spark plug off, use a long screwdriver, and turn the engine lining up to that little mark, and you can see at the back of the camshaft there are flat cutouts that has to be parallel each other. You can use actual timing looking up tool on those 2 marks before you remove the crank pulley, but for the safe side, I still put a mark against the timing cover and the crank pulley before I removing the crank pulley out. So anyone can do this without using the cram locking tool. So I was going to do, but then I finally found my tool back in the cupboard. So but it was too late. So I helped remove the timing. So to remove the timing, the crank pulley. But I still use the lock to make sure whether everything was okay. But as I mentioned here, in 12 minutes and 31 seconds, there you will see how and where I use the crank locking tool. If you can see here, there's no keyway on the crankshaft, so don't ever remove the crank pulley without putting a mark or anything, and then you will lose the timing. To access, I've heard lots of people removing the drive shaft to access to the crank locking hole, but I found an easy way. I did not remove the drive shaft. What I did was I removed the crankshaft sensor. And that's there you will see the crank locking adapter where I put. So that's a 10mm bolt, so that saves. So if you remove axles and everything, it's waste of time, and if you don't remove them, that's where I install the tool. So I pull that bung out and use the tool to lock the crankshaft. So this must have done before you removing the crankshaft pulley. Now you will see I'm just rotating the crankshaft. We will see that it's locked, so I can't go all the way around. Now you have access to all the timing cover bolts. They are all 10mm bolts, so I'm not going to show each and every bolt removing procedures. So the bolts are removed, so carefully use the pry bar and lever the timing cover against the cam pulley. To crack the sealant. That's it. We almost have access to remove the timing chains. So carefully take the timing cover out, and this is our timing chain. So there are no marks on the cam pulleys as well. If you can see behind the cams, I have used a plate to lock the cams. So when you put in the new chain in, use the chain. That's the timing chain tensioner. Use the chain, as I said, use the chain marks to install the timing. So in this video, I'm not going to show you how to install it, but it's easy procedure. Whoever has the mechanical knowledge and can go ahead and install the timing chain.